2013 National Collegiate Paintball Association Championships at Central Florida Paintball in Lakeland, Florida. Matty Marshall alongside Todd Martinez. 2 more games coming at you here. University of Central Florida Knights will be taking on Purdue Boilermakers. And Purdue had to fight a tough one against the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee Panthers, Todd.
Yeah, I mean, again, it came down to shooting bodies on the break. You know, Milwaukee gave them a scare there at the end, but Purdue ultimately able to pull through. But, you know, I really feel like Purdue is playing pretty well right now. Haven't got to see UCF yet out here on this field, but from what I hear, they might be just as good as they were last year.
Well, Purdue's already proved themselves to us out here for, again, first time seeing UCF, but, you know, UCF's been strong before, but I'm definitely looking to see what they bring against Purdue. So here we go on the breakout. Purdue on your left and on your right, University of Central Florida. On the breakout, Florida losing a body on that D side of the field, so looking good. Oh, Purdue loses a body as well, too.
Purdue losing another body over there on the Dorito side. Looked like he tried to come up.
And here comes
the middle of it, got shot.
And Todd, here comes the attack from Central Florida on that D side. You just saw there on your screen. Here's the snake side for Purdue. Purdue trying to wrap around. Looks like he might have got one. He did. He shot his player in front of him out in the snake, and then he takes the snake. So Purdue in snake 2. So better field position, snake side for Purdue. Better field position on the D side for UCF.
UCF player still here in that back center, shooting towards that Dorito side. There you can see the spread for UCF over here in the snake side corner, the back center, both shooting towards the Dorito side. Purdue player makes it around, gets into the 50 snake. Let's see if he can get any kills out of there. He does have a clear line on that back center, misses him, gives him an opportunity to tuck in.
He has a
gotta make those shots count.
He has a shot on the back center, but that back center is cheating a little bit towards the D side. I think maybe his coach told him, hey, look, snake's hot. I need you to tuck in right now, focus on that D side of the field.
And here comes the attack from UCF on the Purdue side of the field.
And it was Cook.
Yeah, Cook running down.
Yeah, number 71, Cook, big move, coming all the way down, taking out Purdue in the snake. But the reason Cook was able to make that move is because UCF had blown open that D side of the field. So first strike here goes to the Knights. About a 2-minute long point there to start out this game.
Yeah, bodies going back and forth. But UCF really playing strong over there on the Dorito side. Here's Cook, loads on the run.
That's a long run too.
Yeah, came out of that corner.
But he knew that his D side was starting to get handled, so that enabled him to make that big move, because you saw last player for the Boilermakers, he had to contend with those bodies that he was seeing streak down that D side of the field. Again, this game is brought to you by BKI Paintball, run by Grayson Goff, world champion from San Antonio X Factor. If you want to get better at the game of paintball, you've got to go check out bki.com. Grayson's doing a lot, actually. He's helping a lot of people get better at the game. Grayson's, again, world champ, been doing this for a long time. Peer of ours, amazing guy. And, you know, basically started BKI because you've been getting hit up so much from different people doing clinics, and was like, well, you know, there seems to be a lot of people out there that want to get better at this game. And it's not even just the skills element of it, which there's a ton of content for that, but also even to the fitness side of it. Brought Scott Kemp in, one of his teammates from San Antonio X Factor. So a big shout out to BKI Paintball.
Yeah, and if you're from the Texas area, you know, San Antonio X Factor, you know, they have the X Factor Paintball Park there in San Antonio. Really nice field. I was out there last year for the AXBL, put on by Steve Rabakoff from GI Sports. But, you know, really nice park that they got out there. You know, if you're around or within pretty close driving distance, you know, you can call Grayson, set something up, go for some live teaching. If you can't make it, you know, you can definitely hit him up online.
Yeah, he's got
tips and the videos.
Students from all over the world now, man. He was down in South America not too long ago and plays over in Europe as well. So here we go on the breakout. Both teams 5 strong. And doubling up that back center is Central Florida, and then pushing again towards that D side. Referee running over. Look for a penalty here on Purdue. The referee's going to scour him over. Looks like he's clean, though.
So Purdue gets all their bodies out alive, as well as UCF. UCF making a bump from the snake side can into the mini race bunker. Purdue bumping from the back center up the middle. Purdue made that snake side corner on the break, and he jumps up into the snake. Now he's going to come into snake 2 right away and look across the field. UCF with a player in that center tower, and he is going to get the kill on the Boilermaker that went to the snake. So first body drops off Purdue's side.
Yeah, from that snake. No one in the snake for either team, but here comes Purdue. Attacking on the snake side, gets into snake 1. Coming out of that stand-up can. And Purdue losing another body, Todd.
Yeah, Purdue losing their center player, but UCF losing their center player as well, but making a move into the 50 Dorito. UCF, oh, but doesn't live there for very long. He gets shot in the face, and he can come walk it off. So 3 bodies left alive now for UCF. Here comes Purdue on the offensive into the outside Big Dorito, but they only have 2 bodies left alive. 3-on-2 situation right now. And UCF mirrored up on the Dorito side, but they do have a back center player, but he gets chopped apart. So a 2-on-2 right now.
Tense moments.
UCF losing some players out of their spots.
Just 6:08 here in the first half. And UCF making a move here into the red zone on the snake side, shooting towards that Dorito.
Another kill.
He got him.
That Purdue player on the Dorito side is clocking in right now and shooting players out of their spots. Gets a 3-piece, I believe. I know he got those 2 Dorito guys. Gets this snake here last and puts Purdue on the board.
That's going to tie it up here, so.
Yeah, who is that? Is that Zelazinski?
Yeah. Zelazinski.
So excellent game right there by Loibin and Zelazinski. The clock in for Purdue.
Yeah, I see here.
Leaving it up.
Look at these bodies dropping for UCF. One goes down. And then that was Slowinski getting shot out of the snake, but it didn't matter because Zelazinski was just handling business over there on that D side of the field. So with 5 minutes, 32 seconds to go, Purdue ties it up, 1 apiece here, and we're going to be right back after a few words from our sponsors.
Hey, we have a blown O-ring in our
And we're back. So before we get to this next point, let's check in with Lauren Kelly.
Thanks. I was in the UCF pit during that break there. They were talking about Purdue's strategy, and they said that every single point they've played so far, they're sending a player to the snake corner. So you're going to see a couple of the UCF guys off the break cross up and key up on that snake corner for Purdue to try to get the advantage and get another point. Back to you guys.
Very evenly matched game here, Todd, so far.
Yeah, that snake corner should be a pretty easy shot. I don't know if Purdue's going to go there again.
Well, we'll see.
He's lining up like a
He
track
is.
star.
Yeah, it looks like he wants to get out there. Might be a trick, though.
Yeah, no, there he goes. Does he make it? He does. He gets a bouncer for sure. Yep, caught a bounce.
So decent bite for both teams on the D side of the field, but both those guys make their spots. So good field position for both teams. D side on the snake here. No one in the snake. For either team. There's the D side of the field there on your screen, left-hand side. Look at all those big bunkers to work with, which is why we've seen a lot of the action funnel that way.
UCF shooting a lot of guns towards that snake side. They're going to get 2 kills as Purdue loses bodies. They got 2 bodies still alive over on the Dorito side, and they have this snake corner.
Wells in the snake right now for UCF. Central Florida looking good on the D side too. Big move to the 50-yard line. Dorito. And oh, he got clipped though.
Purdue fighting back a little bit here.
A little bit. 2 bodies have dropped for Purdue. 1 for the UCF Knights.
Purdue out there in the Dorito side corner. And the small Dorito.
Boilermakers a little bit on their heels here. No good field position on the snake side. Nobody in the center.
Wells here in snake 2, shooting across the field. He's got help behind him. The two bodies on the Dorito side are actually back center, and the Dorito side can for UCF. As Purdue gets out of that snake side corner and on into the back of snake 1. UCF taking the opportunity to fill out wide on the Dorito side, going from the can to the corner. Wells here still working on the Dorito side from the snake. Ooh, looked like he might have got a shot in. He did.
He's trying to call it, and he did get that shot.
Yeah, snuck a ball in right there across the field on that small Dorito.
And Wells quickly moves into the red zone to the 50-yard line here, snake side. And now shooting to the D side. You can see the eye in the sky. There's Wells on your screen in the red zone for the Knights.
Oh, Purdue jumps into the 50 Dorito. He gets a kill. He jumps in the 50 Dorito.
But he does not have a shot on Wells from that spot. And then Wells is now trying to get a shot on him, but he's going to have to move up another section of bunkers in order to get a shot on that 50 Dorito from there.
Yeah, and the back center's feeling the pinch. Purdue here in the back of snake 1 again.
So Wells comes all the way back to try to get a shot, and on that man on your screen right there, left-hand side. So I can hear Purdue yelling "Charger," Todd. Now, typically that's a code for one side's completely blown, at least from us California people. That's a West Coast call. But that may mean something different for them. Because this side is not blown open yet. There's still a body left alive. Oh, Purdue ends up running to their death, but was able to take out one of them. But now Wells still in the chaos, still alive. And Wells does a little dance, like a little Konstantin Fedorov dance.
Yeah, well, that was a smart move right there by Wells' buddy, to force the hand, because, just diving into the opposite side of the field, he was going to have a shot in on the 50 Dorito, so Purdue had to come get him because he missed him as he dove in, and then Wells just blew him to bits.
So we're looking at here,
running down the field.
Replay on the D side. You can see those shots coming cross field, and the last player on the D side basically had to deal with that. So he switched his gun that way, and then we saw all that chaos there in the snake. And Sawicki trying to run down first player, but I don't think he realized there was two guys in the snake.
Yeah, definitely cost him there.
So score 2-1. UCF Knights up by 1 over Purdue. 2 minutes and 18 seconds to go here in the first half. And let's check in with the third member of our broadcast team, Lauren Kelly, down in the pits.
Thanks, Maddie. I overheard you talking about the code Charger and wondering if it meant the same thing for Purdue than that you've known in the past. And I asked them, and it does. It does mean that the whole Dorito side has been killed and there's nobody on that side. So they are using that definition for the word Charger. Back to you.
Stealing those West Coast codes.
I'm saying, man. I'm not mad at him, though.
You know what it might be? Because Dan Norcross, who has been scrimmaging with the Ironmen, is coaching Purdue.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why. And also, so they're trying to scream that. They're trying to get the pits coordinated to yell that cross field to let their guy know, hey, you need to make something happen. Essentially, by saying Charger, they're saying, you need to make something happen over there. There's no one in front of you, and we're getting smashed over here on this snake side of the field. So you better giddy up, because if you don't, then we're going to lose this point.
That's hilarious. The other one was Ladanian. It was like, if the whole side is blown, Charger. If it's the whole side except for, the first insert on that side, it was Ladanian. I love those codes.
Yeah, well, the codes are crucial. The more you know the codes, the simpler the game becomes, and the simpler the communication becomes. Because again, you don't want to have to say, yeah, he's at the insert bunker snake side a little bit,
and there's nobody over there, and they're not looking your way.
You're trying to use the least amount of syllables to convey the most amount of information possible. And in the most memorable way possible.
Yeah, Purdue making it out to the snake side corner again. But they do lose a body on the break. It's Boyle. And trying to make a move from the snake corner into the snake. They get chopped up. So Purdue, again, down bodies. UCF definitely controlling the tempo of this game, getting the early kills, and making Purdue fight for everything that they're getting out here. But they're losing another body. That looks like Gonzalez out of the back center. And here comes UCF on the offensive. Gonna shoot that last player coming down the middle.
UCF looking pretty good right now. Gonna go up by 2 here with 1:24 seconds left to play in this first half.
And looks like Temple's gonna call a timeout. See if they can talk about it a little bit more. So UCF 3-1 over Purdue. Some long points out here. 1:24 left to go in the half. But Purdue want to use their first half timeout.
Yeah, so smart call. Got to call that timeout right now. Don't let UCF start running away with this one. So Dan Norcross, the coach, going to talk to his boys, and we're going to be right back after this. Purdue on their timeout. 1:16 before the start of this next one here. And UCF Knights looking real solid, Todd. Full field press from them. Really like the aggression. They seem to be one of the more aggressive teams that we've seen out of here, out here on this field. And Purdue, speaking of aggression, they're just not able to match the Knights right now. Down by 2. A second with Lauren.
Hey guys, I wanted to give you an update. During that timeout, I was in the UCF pit, and they were talking about the counter coaching. They were saying the counter coaching is crazy out there, and it's really messing with them. So that's a huge factor of something you're seeing out here. Back to you.
Yeah.
I understand the counter coaching side of things, but you know what? Get it together. You know, it doesn't matter. Yeah, you're playing a team at their home field. Purdue's coming here. Yes, we are playing at the NCPA championships, but this is UCF's home field.
Yeah.
So, yeah, of course they're going to have half their family here, all their friends, screaming from the sidelines, yelling at Purdue, but you have to deal with that.
Yeah. And you know what? It's kind of funny. Yeah, I didn't really notice it until earlier in that Penn State game that we just watched. But, yeah, I saw the guy dive into the 53 over there from Long Beach, and people have those 2 sticks that you beat together. I don't know what those things are called.
Yeah,
like the
I was looking at the same thing.
Inflatable.
And it's not just a couple people. There's probably 30 people on the sidelines right now beating those noise sticks together.
Boom sticks?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, it's
lady noise sticks.
But they're also doing it kind of close to UCF's side too. So if I'd go over there and be like, hey, we love you guys and thank you very much, but I cannot talk to the guy next to me with you guys all beating these sticks together.
Oh, it looks like UCF's going to get a major penalty.
That's going to help Purdue out. And it will carry over into the second half. Just 46 seconds left to go here. Full 2 minutes on that major penalty. Let's see if Purdue can capitalize. This is a crucial point. If they can pull within 1 to head into the second half and still on a power play, that would be gigantic for Purdue.
UCF losing another body over there on the Dorito side. So I believe just 1 player left alive here in the snake corner.
So you're looking at Purdue on your screen, bodies from UCF dropping. There's the last body left alive from UCF Knights. And just 13 seconds left, and he's gonna have to fully commit, take that guy out. No, he didn't get him. And they're screaming to yell at the flag. No, he did get him. So it looks like they are going to be able to get that point in with just 3 seconds left in the first half. So that 3 seconds will get burned off. We'll head into the second half with the score sitting 3-2, Todd.
Yeah, talk about keeping it close, cutting it close there at the very end. He has like a 4-on-1, I believe. 4-on-1 at the end for Purdue. You got to relay that information faster.
Well, here's the replay on the penalty. See the right-hand side of your screen. Referee saw him. He's like, yep, and your buddy's coming with you. And that was the last player left alive for UCF. So the Boilermakers keeping it close here. 3-2. So the teams will switch sides. We have a 5-minute halftime here. And we're going to throw 10 minutes on that clock and get into this second half action. Again, this game brought to you by BKI Paintball. You want to upgrade your game, head to BKI Paintball. Led by the world champion, Grayson Goff from San Antonio X Factor. So we'll be right back with more second half action here at the 2015 National Collegiate Paintball Association Championships. I'm Matty Marshall with Todd Martinez. We'll see you in just a few moments.
You're awesome. You're on.
And we fought the field for like 10 to 15 minutes. It was like, yeah, if you throw weights at him and throw M80s and fucking try to scare him and let go of his fish. And you just see my fish just hanging out of his mouth after fighting. He just dives under the fish. I'm like, no! That was my limit. That's like barracuda. It's like barracuda. Barracuda. Not to eat, not eat. They'll do the same thing as seals. Yeah, yeah. They'll come sit right at the boat. They take the whole fish off the line. They leave just the end. Go through! I love it. I don't know what that is. Is that a freshwater fish? A Florida fish? I don't have those in San Diego. Oh, it's grouper.
Welcome back here. Second half action about to go down between the UCF Knights and the Purdue Boilermakers. I'm Matty Marshall with Todd Martinez. We're throwing 10 minutes on this clock. Still 1 minute and 14 seconds left on the major penalty on the Knights, which could give Purdue a chance to tie this game up here. But still, two evenly matched squads. Low scoring affair there in the first half. And now these teams are going to switch sides. Knights looking real good though, Todd. I mean, Purdue's been scrappy and Purdue's kept it close, but the Knights have been dictating the pace of this game.
You know what really helps you play well? Confidence.
Yes, it
These
does.
guys are the returning champions. They're at their home field. They got their moms, their dads. The little cute little Florida girlfriends hanging out here.
Tons of people counter-coaching on the sidelines.
Everybody just ruining Purdue's day over there. You know, and you know, they're walking tall around here. You know, they're definitely, they know they're good, and you know, they're acting like it. So they're going to be starting with 4 bodies here at this point, as that major penalty carried over. But still only a 1-point game here. Purdue still very much in this. And Purdue continuing just to make that snake side corner.
Yeah, and Purdue's, again, scrappy team, man. These guys really want to come out and represent for the squad. They won a really close one earlier on against a Panther team from Wisconsin that was coming back on them, but they just kept that lead to get to this point. I mean, I can hear the screaming Banshees from the sidelines from all the way over here. I mean, that is some serious counter-coaching going on right now against Purdue.
And Purdue coming out of that corner and getting into the snake. They have all 5 bodies alive along that back line. Dorito side corner, Dorito can, back center, snake can, and now the back of snake 1. UCF, they're going to get their guy out of the box here pretty soon. So let's see where he chooses to go.
So Todd, Purdue over there on that D side just seem to be having a problem with communication. Not a lot of movement for them, but they're definitely getting some kills.
Yep.
But the amount of counter coaching coming from that sidelines and the wailing, it sounds like there's a box of kittens being skinned over there right now. So I got to give it up to Purdue, the fact that they're even, so they just lost a body over there. Purdue was looking real good on that D side, even despite the counter coaching.
Yeah, they lost their back center player as well, so just 3 bodies left alive now for Purdue. They were able to shoot the UCF player coming out of the box. So just, you know, doing their jobs right now. All the UCF players sitting in their spots, hammering their guns, communicating, protecting each other, and looks like Purdue comes into snake 2. Looking up across the field.
You know,
trying to get a shot in that middle.
Todd, I also think that there's a lot of counter coaching going on against UCF because those noisemakers we were talking about earlier, those have shifted to UCF's side. So I think those got to be some of the buddies from Purdue over there trying to make as much noise and make it life a little bit more difficult for the players on that D side for UCF.
Trying to help out a little bit.
A little taste of their own medicine.
Here comes Moore into the 50 snake for UCF.
Yeah, UCF again controlling the pace of this action. Yeah, they did lose a body.
I'm sorry, that's Cook.
Yeah, and again, UCF up by 2 right now here in the body count in this point. Purdue, 2 bodies alive for them, 4 for UCF. Oh, another body drop in for Purdue.
Yeah, Purdue losing that body over there on the Dorito side. And things get real small in that mini race bunker. So UCF starting down a point, able to burn off that major penalty.
Well, Cook here in the snake, and we can see the owner of actually Central Florida Paintball out here coaching for UCF again. Did last year, and returning this year to help out his boys. But Cook got in there to the 50-yard line in the snake, Todd, and you must have been pretty happy that the rest of his buddies finished that point out because he ran out of paint. Saw him pat his back, realized he didn't have any paint left, kind of do the whole exhale like, okay, we only have 10 balls left. And then the rest of his teammates cleared out the field. See here, moves on the replay, D side of the field for Purdue, just getting caught. That's a big move. To come all the way from that back bunker, he was better off actually moving his player across than making that giant bump himself.
Yeah, that's that communication, that teamwork that we talk about, Matty. Kind of like how me and you were just dropping strikes last night at the bowling alley, you know, just 2-man team demolishing anybody in front of us, you know, just boom, just strikes, buckets after buckets after buckets. You know, we just couldn't be stopped.
Takes teamwork to make the dream work, Todd.
You know?
So UCF trying to make it happen right now, up 2 points against Purdue, 6 minutes and 56 seconds to go. We're going to be right back after this. So welcome back here. Under 10 seconds before the start of this next point. Can Purdue get back in this match? We're about to find out. Purdue going to be on the left-hand side of your screen. UCF on the right. UCF into the snake off the break. Big move. Purdue loses a body here, snake side. They still have 2 bodies over here, though.
Oh, and Purdue looks to the inside from the Dorito can and gets clipped right from the snake. So here comes UCF on the offensive right away. Purdue still trying to push into guns in the snake. Calling out his kill from that snake side can, though. Purdue gets a body out of the middle. So a 4-on-3 now, but then he gets shot shortly after that. So just the snake and the inside Big Dorito. That Big Dorito probably not going to be there for very long as UCF jumps into the 50 over there on the Dorito side. Here comes 2 bodies down the snake.
Knights looking real strong again. They have definitely been the aggressor in this match, taking better field positions.
Wells trying to get that kill out of the Dorito from the 50 snake, but he definitely has protection behind him in that inside Dorito, or inside temple. And there goes the last Purdue player off the Dorito side, just the snake guy now.
Yeah, and I could see the coach, Dan Norcross, for Purdue coming over, trying to concede that point. Save the time, now down by 3. Purdue backs against the wall. They've got to find an answer for the aggression the Knights are bringing to the table here. Both sides of the field, D side and snake side, the Knights are pushing aggressively forward, which is really difficult to do on this field. This is a tough field to do what the Knights are doing. And the fact that Purdue, again, scrappy squad, man. They fought through the last game against Milwaukee Panthers, University of Wisconsin Milwaukee Panthers in their first game to get to this match for the right to play University of Central Florida Knights. But the Knights are just they're looking really strong right now, Todd.
Yeah, I mean, just cruising around here, doing whatever they want. Nothing's rattling them. Their game plans are working. They're shooting people on the break. You know, they're playing like the defending champions should.
Yeah, they're definitely looking real crisp, winning gunfights.
Being calm in their bunkers.
And it looks like the Knights got a minor penalty, though, at the end of that point. So they're going to start down a body here for this next one with 5:41 to play. And don't go anywhere after this. We have the Liberty University Flames. And they're going to be taking on FAU, another Florida team, in the last game to determine who's going to be playing tomorrow. Already moving on, Texas A&M University Aggies took down Temple, and Penn State Nittany Lions defeated Long Beach State. Under 20 seconds for the start of this next one. Purdue ready to go, and Central Florida sends their last player out.
So at the start of this half, we had a 1-point game as Purdue was able to get one there right at the buzzer in the first half. But UCF coming out really strong here in the second half.
So on the breakout, aggressive moves up the center by Purdue. Knowing they're short on time, they need 3 points just to tie it up. So they send a body all the way up to the center. Let's get a quick update on that penalty as UCF had to start down a body. We're wondering why. Lauren, you got any answers for us?
Maddie, yeah, he was shooting hot. He was shooting at a rate of 12.6, so he did get a minor for his gun being hot.
So, yeah, can't shoot 12.6 balls a second here in college paintball. So just a little over the limit, but, you know, that's how it works here. So they had to start down a body, but still making it work again, Todd.
Yeah, once again, UCF just running wherever they want to go. Getting up here into the 50 snake and now crossing onto Purdue's side of the field. Is he going to be able to get a shot in on that Dorito? Misses him on the first one. Had to reload. But now he knows that he's there. Feeling the pressure over there on the Dorito side. The Dorito can turns and looks and starts shooting this way. But UCF still with a ton of bodies. Still have all their bodies.
Yeah, and their player, they lost the body. So down by 1 on the body count. No, looks like I think the body count's even now, Todd. I think it's 3-on-3.
Well, they got a guy here in the snake. We got one in the Dorito can. They got one in the center tower. Those are the 3 bodies for UCF. And Purdue gonna lose their Dorito player. And here comes the run. Nowhere to hide. Just 1 body left alive now over there in that Dorito can for Purdue. UCF just gonna sit and wait and let the cavalry come in. 3:43 on the clock.
I think isn't this Daughtry? Remember Daughtry from last year? Who's handling business snake side?
Yep.
Yeah, so Daughtry in here for UCF again and getting it done. Nice work. Getting all the way onto Purdue's side of the field, producing some kills and then finishing it up, which is going to send the Knights up yet another point. And with 3 minutes and 37 seconds to go, it's not looking good for Purdue right now. And
no, I mean, they kept it close there for a while, but, you know, UCF, really putting the hurting on. Here's that move.
Yeah, poor Jake, one of the last players left alive. Love the guys from Purdue, really great guys, and they really want this. You know, I could definitely get a sense from them that they wanted to come make a statement here, but, oh, man, the Knights are looking solid again, and been a little bit too much for Purdue. Score 6-2 with 3:37 to go. So Purdue has to attack. No choice.
Yeah, they tried. Right, I mean, they sent that guy up the middle. He went to the pin behind the A, and, I mean, got up there and his gun went down. So
yeah, well, hey, what can you do? But again, Purdue has to attack. No choice. Under a minute before the start of this next point. We're going to be right back after this.
Introducing M-Dry, a new fabric technology integrated with the Contact F5 jersey. M-Dry is engineered mesh fabric designed to breathe more, increase airflow, and decrease moisture. M-Dry panels are designed for spatial distribution of heat and moisture by a hexagon pattern that's woven into the lightweight fabric. The ventilation is a design gradient so the hotter zones breathe more and regulate airflow, making the Contact F5 the most comfortable, lightweight, and breathable paintball jersey available that keeps the player cool while heating up on the field. Available at empirepaintball.com.
Welcome back. Under 10 to go for the start of this next point. It's been all Knights in this second half. Purdue really struggling to produce any offense here. Not that they're not trying. They're definitely trying, but the Knights just a little bit too much gunfighting ability here. And so Purdue trying to take it out wide here, spread the field. They don't take much ground, though. And it looks like we got a running ref coming in. Look for a potential penalty here. And yes, penalty thrown on Purdue, and that is not going to help them. Might even have 2 penalties. And that might do it, Todd. Yeah. Purdue getting that penalty, and now it looks like they only have, I think, 1 or 2 bodies left after all that chaos, and another penalty. So anytime you see a team just push to the point, push to their breaking point, essentially, that sometimes is when you see those penalties because they're trying as hard as they can and play that gray area and getting caught a couple times here. So, but it looks like everybody was able to get in the box, so those minors will come off. They were all minors. But at this point, it almost doesn't even matter. I mean, there's just too big of a point spread for Purdue to have a chance. Yeah, you see there's the flag on the grass, and complete decimation against Purdue there from the Knights.
Yeah, and then Zlowinski got one. I think the refs might have actually pulled 2 bodies.
Yeah, I think it was 2 separate penalties, though.
Yeah, well, the second one came from the corner guy, Zlowinski.
Back corner bunker, snake side.
And then the first one was from the back center guy. So they ran a body out to the Dorito side far. He got up there. He ended up being the last body alive. But penalties will kill you no matter what.
Well, Purdue did keep it close heading into the second half, but as soon as we hit that second half, Central Florida basically made another big statement. And you know, the franchise has come a long way, and you know, this is their home field. They play here all the time, and they have the owner of this field as their coach on the sidelines, but they just have a lot of weapons. They have weapons on the D side. They have great shooters off the break. They're playing with great teamwork. Communication seems to be on point.
Yeah, I mean, when you're out here, you get to watch teams like Tampa Bay Damage practice all the time. You know, definitely a lot of players to learn from out here. Not only that, this is one of the main places where teams come to practice because they come to practice Damage. Teams come down here and practice before World Cup. You know, so you always have a lot of high-quality teams out here. You know, they have a paintball series out here, or a tournament series. So got a lot to work with on UCF.
Yeah, off the break, heavy guns, 4 guns up and 1 runner towards the D side. Those 4 guns here locked in the center, and then looks like Daughtry makes his move out here to the snake side. Another body coming off for Purdue. Purdue still with one of those penalties on the board. 42 seconds left on that minor.
Purdue getting chopped up, trying to make a move out to the snake side. And here comes the feeding frenzy, but no food left.
Yeah, so
on
there
the
is
table for UCF.
So there's Daughtry here cleaning up the snake side again. The Knights just starting to run up this score. Purdue really no answer for anything that the Knights had here in the second half. It's another one of those games I thought was going to be closer, though.
Yeah, but I mean, in crunch time, you know, the big teams always step it up another notch. And there's the Purdue player tried to make that bump out and just got torched.
So with about 1 minute and 30 seconds before the start of this next one, 2 minutes and 28 seconds to go, we're going to be right back. Stick with us. Welcome back to Central Florida Paintball. Matty Marshall with Todd Martinez. And right now the Knights starting to beat the brakes off of Purdue. It was close through the first half, but the Knights looking like a favorite here. Can't call it any other way. Also, don't go anywhere after the conclusion of this game. We have the Liberty University Flames going to be taking on FAU. Another Florida team out here. Florida team's always strong at this event, Todd. You get to play a lot of paintball if you live in Florida. You don't have to worry about the weather.
Yeah, it's like, you know, us back in San Diego. It's always nice, always a good day to play.
So off the break, looks like 5 bodies alive again for the Knights and into the snake immediately. Ooh, he might have got clipped though. Referee gonna come in and check out his left side. Might have caught one from the D side. No, he's good. And a body coming off for Purdue. Another one coming off for Purdue. So it's 3 on 5 currently.
Just nowhere to hide for Purdue right now. UCF getting wherever they want. They know the field really well. Just crushing Purdue on these angles as they move up the field on both sides. Just one Purdue player left over there in the Dorito, and he's going to get shot out.
And they're going to clear the field over there and put another point on the board. Touch that flag up.
Man, I thought he was going to run that in and run this score up.
Well, we'll see if Purdue submits here, if they want to play another point. Because he's just going to hang out until Purdue concedes the point. So Purdue will concede.
Yeah, we're still a minute 20. Enough time to go out there and play another point. Get some guys some playing
experience.
time out here. Yeah. So
I'm looking forward to see what both FAU and Liberty have to bring in this next game. You know, Liberty is one of those teams that's been really working for the past 3-4 years to build an awesome paintball squad. They have a great facility at their campus, which gives them the luxury of being able to play in good conditions, and they have some decent amount of support. And so we'll see.
who do you got in the UConn, or I'm sorry, in the FAU Liberty game?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to. I'll take Liberty. Who you got?
I'm not sure. I want to go with FAU, but we got to see which FAU team's going to show up.
Yeah, well, FAU took that victory over North Carolina State to get in. But the reason why the Aggies, the Nittany Lions, the Florida Knights, and the Flames got the bye into this bracket is because they did really well in their division. So But, you know, do you go with the team that's hot, that's playing good right now, that won to get here, or do you go with the team that's been playing great this season? And it's always a toss-up.
I think I'm going with who's hot right now.
So this could be potentially the last point in this match. We're looking at FAU getting ready to roll. We're going to be on the left-hand side. Last few moments. Daughtry talking. It looks like is Daughtry coming snake side again?
Yeah.
Looks like he might be going up the center.
Yeah, he's probably going to go up the center. He's been just casually jaunting up the middle to that center tower. I wouldn't doubt if he goes up there again. Purdue just not shooting people on the break, Matty. UCF consistently getting a ton of bodies out. Finally, they get one by going up the middle and then shooting that filler, running out to the Dorito side corner. So Purdue got a body up the middle. He's going to get another one. He's going to shoot Daughtry.
Yeah, Daughtry did go up the center, but got eaten up. And Boilermakers up there in the center 50. But he gets taken out, and that's going to be a minor penalty. And the ref's deciding whether or not to throw it. He does. He tosses it in the air. That's going to be a minor penalty. So under a minute. There's about 44 seconds to go here. You're looking at the Knights just dug in, trying to stave off the attack of Purdue to win this match. They're going to win it regardless, but they're trying to keep Purdue from scoring a point here for pride. As Boyle's still alive in the snake for the Boilermakers. And they are going to be able to put one on the board. So we could see another one. I don't think they're going to burn 25. Yeah, they're not going to burn 25 seconds off. We will see another point.
So Purdue just trying to, get as much as they can, let some guys play, put some points on the board. I like the aggressive move up the middle there. Guy got 2 kills out of it. But this game has been over for a while now.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say about 2 points into the second half. I mean, it was still close at the time, but
yeah.
When you're looking at who's dictating the pace of the game, who's shooting more players off the break, who's making the more aggressive moves and doing it smart, all those answers come up UCF Knights.
Yep. UCF just exerting their will. Already into tomorrow is Texas A&M, Penn State. A&M beat Temple pretty good up over here a little bit ago. Penn State was close with Long Beach for a while, and then at the very end just pulled it out. 2 straight points, gave themselves a win, get a ticket on to tomorrow. So we're looking for the top 4 teams out here. UCF beating Purdue. There are 3 of them, and then it's going to come down to who wins between FAU and Liberty.
Liberty's been knocking on the door.
Yeah.
Of the top of college paintball for a while. Hasn't got there yet, but maybe this is their year.
I think they got knocked off by UConn last year. Then UConn, they got destroyed by Long Beach this morning. So both of those teams now out. A&M, Penn State, UCF, State Liberty makes it in. It's going to be some good games.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be some good games tomorrow morning.
Kind of like the way A&M's playing, man.
Yeah, we'll have 2 more games coming at you tomorrow. And then the final game will be taped for CBS. And yeah, the final game will be on CBS Sports Network. But again, 2 more games coming at you and 1 more game coming at you later on this afternoon. But it looks like, did Purdue just concede the point?
No, they got a major penalty.
Major, that was what it was. So still 16 seconds left here, and I don't think we've seen a team get to double digits so far this event.
No, we got seen some 8s and some 9s, but I don't think we've gotten that 10 yet. UCF getting that 10 point.
Yeah, so Todd, does that make the Knights the favorite here? I mean, no other team has, at least on the main field here, the webcast field, has put up 10 points.
Well, they do have a bunch of guys that are back from last year, and they were the champions. I'm definitely going to say they're the favorites. But, I like the way Penn State was playing. I like the way A&M was playing.
Yeah, I felt Long Beach came into that game strong. So to see the Lions beat Long Beach, especially the way it went down with that penalty, and they came back with 4 bodies, ended up winning that game. That was pretty awesome. And then Texas A&M, what a great story. They only have 6 guys. So, and they handled Temple this afternoon. So, well, I don't know. That's why we shoot the paintballs at each other.
Yeah. And in 35 seconds, we're going to shoot some more paintballs at each other. Get this game closed out.
Again, this game brought to you by BKI Paintball. Head to bkipaintball.com and learn from the best. Grayson Goff, world champion, San Antonio X Factor, along with other seasoned professionals and world champs, can teach you how to play this game across all levels. So, what sort of crazy breakout are we going to see from Purdue? Because the Knights are just going to go to the closest bunkers. The Knights didn't even put, okay, yeah, they did get everybody out. So here comes Purdue. I like it, not going quietly, running all the way past the 50-yard line off the break.
5 seconds, 3 seconds, and that's going to do it.
So congratulations to the University of Central Florida Knights taking this victory here against Purdue. And beautiful work, man. We have not seen a team get to 10 points yet until this game.
UCF going to be advancing on to the top 4. And Purdue going to be done.
So as this game concludes, we're going to be back with one more game. Liberty University Flames going to be taking on FAU. Stick with us. We'll be back in a few moments.